This viral spray has been absolutely everywhere, but it may be damaging your skin because nobody is talking about how over long term, if you're using it incorrectly, it may be damaging your skin. So I'm not here to demonize this product, but there's definitely some things you need to know if you're using it or you're thinking about using it. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Christy and I have been professionally treating clients with treatment-resistant hyperpigmentation, acne, and skin longevity versus just anti-aging for over 20 years without the use of topical medication. Now, let's talk a little bit about this hypochlorous acid spray and the 3 things that derms may not talk to you about. My channel focuses on educating you about the science of skincare and what actually works versus just trends and hype. Because my tagline is, because makeup is an art, skincare is a science. Now, despite many influencers and dermatologists really hyping up this hypochlorous acid spray, it should not be part of a regular skincare protocol. It's more of a tool that you use short term, and many people are definitely overusing this. So hypochlorous acid has a pH between 3 and 6, and it is a powerful oxidizing agent. So it's not bleach, but it is an antimicrobial that can kill bacteria, viruses, mold, mildew, and even spores. And you can use this, obviously it kills acne causing bacteria and it keep the levels low temporarily. Now, when you use this in an aqueous solution, it can be used to basically keep your cuts and scrapes from getting an infection. So this is why it's more of a tool versus a regular part of your skincare protocol. So number 1 is derms and influencers may tell you that it's very effective in killing acne causing bacteria, and it does. But what they may not tell you is it also is very effective in killing the good bacteria, which is responsible for keeping your skin naturally healthy. So what happens when you take an antibiotic? Sometimes what can happen is if you're taking an antibiotic for acne and you stop it, sometimes the acne can come back with a vengeance, and that is because it killed the acne causing bacteria, but there's absolutely no good bacteria to balance that out, to fight that off. So that is where the acne comes back with a vengeance. People who take antibiotic when they're sick, they sometimes end up getting a yeast infection. So you need that good bacteria, but if you're wiping out all of it, it's not going to help. So this can absolutely disrupt your skin's natural microbiome. This is more suitable for people who have very oily skin and a lot of acne, because the acne causing bacteria, that is their food source, is the oil. So when, let's say they're at the gym, they don't have time to wash their face at the gym. So this, in a pinch, you would use this to basically lower the level of acne causing bacteria temporarily until they got home and can properly wash their face. So this is not something that you use every single morning as a part of a regular skincare routine. It is more of a tool of the short spurts of when you need it. Number 2 is that dermatologists and influencers may tell you that using hypochlorous acid spray can reduce inflammation, and it can. But what they may not tell you is that overuse can actually increase irritation. It can increase sensitivity, increase dryness, therefore eventually impairing the skin barrier. So when that happens, then you're going to have more problems down the line. Now, I talk about on my channel all the time how pH is important. So because it just when it breaks down into just salt and water, it can affect the pH, making other skincare products that you're using less effective. So if you happen to be using antioxidants and or acne control products, in addition to using hypochlorous acid spray, this can neutralize and make these antioxidants and acne control products less effective and increase sensitivity. So here's the pro tip. This formulation is not meant to be layered with other skincare products that contain AHAs, BHA, benzoyl peroxide, or any other acne controlling products, retinoids, L-ascorbic acid, niacinamide, peptides, including copper peptides, and green tea extract. So you have to remember that this can actually help dissolve the peptide bonds, making them weaker and less efficacy. But because it does lend itself to, especially if you're overusing this, to an impaired skin barrier, you can pair this with hyaluronic acid and ceramides for barrier support. Now, some of you may have been overusing this, and if you found that you were your skin was becoming over dry or sensitive, let me know in the comments. Or if you found yourself using this with vitamin C or niacinamide or any other ingredients that I may have listed, and let us know what your experience is. So, just like I mentioned before, hypochlorous acid spray is not a bad thing, but it should not be part of your regular skincare protocol, but more of a temporary tool so that your acne can clear. So just like you would not use antibiotics for long periods of time, you're only going to use it for a short period of time to clear your acne or to get over a sickness, and then you move on. Okay, so the final third tip is that hypochlorous acid is not stable. It actually breaks down when exposed to heat, light, and air. So some of the more poorly packaged products or even poorly stored products can eventually just break down into salt and water, causing it to be less effective even before you finish it. So formulation does matter. Now, the skin safe range is typically about 0.008%, and there are different brands that have percentages that are higher. So when it is higher, when you overuse it, it can lead to stinging, irritation, and it actually damages the skin barrier. So formulation does absolutely count, because not all of them are going to be universally gentle, even though many people say it does reduce inflammation. It depends on the formulation, and you have to be careful not to overuse it. So when is a good time to use hypochlorous acid? Well, number one, if you have a lot of pustules or a cluster of pustules, that is a sign that you have higher levels of acne-causing bacteria. So let's be real here. People who have a bunch of pustules, more than likely, you're going to pop them. I'm not saying that you should do that, but people do. So you want to lower the level of acne-causing bacteria. So you want to spray that area first before you even think about breaking out. And then afterwards, you want to use it again. So that's one way that you can use it. Number two is if you have a lot of skin folds. If the skin is not raw or broken, you can use that temporarily so that it prevents a lot of yeast growth in the skin folds where the moisture may be higher. You have to remember though, you can only use it for a short amount of time and the skin cannot be broken. Number three is you can use it temporarily again when you are in a pinch and you don't have any deodorant. You can use it under your arms. Make sure that the arm is clean, completely dry before you spray it on, and that it completely dries after you spray it. Then you can use your deodorant and make sure that it doesn't have any fragrance, or just use some cornstarch. So those are the ways that you can, those are the three ways that you can use hypochlorous acid spray in a pinch. If you found this information helpful, or you think somebody else might find it helpful, then please share it with them and give it a like. If you want more long-term results for clear skin, then watch this video right here. Please remember that hypochlorous acid spray is meant to be supportive, not corrective. It will not unclog pores, regulate oil, or speed up skin cell turnover rate. Because remember, makeup is an art, skincare is a science. We'll see you in the next video.